Okay, so I'm here on one of the athletic fields outside of the RPAC here at Ohio State University. You can see the Ohio Stadium off in the distance. I just want to take this time on this cold, frigid Ohio morning to pontificate about one of the points that Dr. Scharp made recently in a debate with Dr. William Lane Craig. There's a couple issues that I had with Dr. Scharp's objections to what William Lane Craig brought up in this most recent debate. The recent debate topic was, is there evidence for God? So he was supposed to take the side that they're saying that basically there is no evidence for God. And he opened up by talking about these confidence intervals that happen to, I would really say confidence levels that happen to dominate most of the debate. And I just wanted to pontificate on that a little bit further. See, I have an issue with his assessment that you need to be, let's say, like 80% confident in a belief in order to actually have that belief. See, the problem with debates, and especially modern day debates, is when the two debaters don't start defining their position, defining key terms, and then they just start talking about them. So when you start talking about a confidence, you really need to define what you mean by that confidence. Because when I take confidence, I take it more to be how sure I am of a belief, how certain I am in that belief. So even if I had just a tiny bit of confidence, that is sufficient for me to have a belief. Take, for example, what ESPN does with this bowl pick'em thing they do each and every November when bowl season starts. So when bowl season starts, you can join this pool with your friends, and you basically make predictions on what the outcomes of these bowl games are going to be. So you can do that and just pick them, and they're assigned points, and it says, well, if you're right, you get those points. But there's also a confidence level one, where you basically say, I think Ohio State is going to win their bowl game, and I'm going to assign 30 points to it because I'm very certain and I'm very confident that they're going to win. Or you could say something like, I don't really like Alabama. I'm not very confident. I think they're overrated this year. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm only going to assign 1 point to Alabama that Alabama's going to win. The problem with that is you're still certain of your belief. It's just how confident you are, how certain you are. You still hold that belief, whether it was worth 30 points or whether it was worth 1 point. There's really no difference. You still hold it. Because one of Dr. Scharp's contentions was that in order to actually believe in something, you need to be like 80% confident. The problem with this is that I feel that it doesn't even follow what most normal people think about when they think about confidence. Like, if you're 1% sure of something, you still are going to believe it. It's really should be something more that maybe describe how inclined you are, how strong you are in a belief. Just like that confidence level analogy that I use with the bowls. So it's very hard to take that objection seriously when it fails to even grasp common definitions of what common confidence are. So when we take another step further and we actually analyze the really arbitrary value that he assigned to confidence, he said, well, in order to hold a belief, you need to be 80% sure. Where did he get that? That's not grounded in any scientific theory. It's completely subjective to what he thinks is sufficient to hold a belief. And like I said before, any level of confidence to you should be sufficient to hold a belief. The problem is, he said, well, you should be more sure of you should be more sure of your religious belief than the laws of physics or the laws of chemistry. And that doesn't really make much sense either. There's plenty of things that each of us hold and believe that, quite frankly, I'm more sure of the natural laws than. Am I sure that nobody is going to come out here and shoot me? No. I'm less sure of that than, the law of gravity. or the fact that this video is being recorded right now. But I still believe that no one's going to run out here onto this athletic field and snatch my phone or mug me or shoot me. It's because just to believe in something, you don't need to have a higher, it's really belief level or confidence level than you do for normal laws of physics and laws of this universe. So you can clearly see that his, if you want to call it an argument, really fails just by his use of terms, and it also really fails because it's not practical. You can't really apply it to anything, because if you try to apply it, you're going to find that most people have a very, very high, if you're using his terminology, confidence level of the law of gravity, but they're not going to be more confident that their food isn't going to poison them when they eat it. So when we are making these assessments to various things, we can have different degrees of certainty or different degrees of belief, as in how it frames how we live our lives. But to say that you need to have 80% certainty or 80% assurance of your belief to actually hold a belief really is nonsensical. So hopefully you guys will actually listen to this and realize that just because someone says something doesn't mean that you necessarily need to believe all of it.